All right, for those who are having trouble or struggling with the workflow, it's this simple. With the flash off, I take a picture of my background. One of the things I'm checking for is I do not want any overexposure in the background. I can look at my histogram. I can see nothing is overexposing. My sky is nice and blue. My clouds are nice and white. It's right off the edge of the histogram. Of course, if I used a wider aperture and shoot, my sky turns white, and if I have my blinkies or highlight warnings on, they are flashing. That's telling me, warning me, dude, your background's overexposed. Don't do that. If I look at my histogram, I'm shoved all the way to the right side. So I can close my aperture down till the blinking stops. I can check my histogram. My histogram's a little off the right side. Some people think you push everything all the way to the right. I don't. White should be right about there. That's a good histogram to me. I then turn my flash on. And I take one picture of my gray card. What I'm trying to do is center my histogram display. So I fill the frame with the gray card, fire the flash. I'm interested only in the gray card tone, and I'm about 1 bar off from the center. That's about 1 stop. So I am going to turn the flash up, get on the right button, turn the flash up about 1 stop. Take another picture. So there's my gray card. Let's check our histogram. My spike is now right down the middle. So what's happening is the camera is set for the amount of light that's back here. The gray card without supplemental light is dark. I'm adding just enough to bring it up to a mid-tone. So now my mid-tones are correct, my background is correct, and I would substitute at this point a subject for the gray card. And in bright backlit light, all you're doing is setting the camera to the background and then adding enough light to the gray card till your spike centers. That's it. Of course, there's 100 other factors that go into photography, but getting basic exposure, that's the basic concept. All right, so here we are in nice open shade, because in nice open shade, the light in the back is equal to the light on the card. It makes it a lot lower contrast, makes it a lot easier to get a well-balanced, easy shot. If I point my spot meter at the gray card, while I was out in bright light, I had to be at about f11 or f16 to keep from blowing my background, because we moved over into nice, even, soft, gentle light. Oop, I got my flash on, I don't want it on. Because we moved over into nice, soft, gentle light, I'm now at 3.5 and 1/60th of a second. When you're in nice, soft, even light, step one is you can use the meter to center your gray card. And if your gray card is centered, you could take a shot with ambient light only, and it looks really nice and looks really smooth because the night light is nice and even. Because I'm about to put some flash on that, we want to deduct a little of the ambient light. But there's a gray card centered in the light only. So now that my card is centered, because I'm about to add a tiny bit of flash, I'm going to close my aperture 2/3 of a stop, or I could speed my shutter up a couple clicks, or if I had the opportunity, I could lower my ISO. I'm going to take one shot of the gray card. Taking one shot of the gray card, and when I zoom in on it, it is slightly, I don't know if you can see that, it is slightly to the left of center. Then I'm going to turn my flash on. I'm simply going to add enough flash that I think it needs to push it back to the center. So let's take one test shot and see where we are. So I took a guess at how much flash I needed, and I was at 164.07. When I zoom in on the gray card, I am just the tiniest bit off center, so I need 1/3 of a stop. So I'm going to hit Group A, and I'm going to go up to 132. And just as I did that, the sun went behind the clouds, and that darkened my exposure. It's one of the other things on overcast days, the sun comes in and out. Alright, so when I zoom in on my gray card, my spike is right down the middle, and that is the combination of flash and ambient on the gray card. Now I'm ready to shoot. And there's my image. I'll post these images in the comments. I'm going to take one last one. There you go.